Everybody is advising him. Everybody's telling him to do this. Be charming. Learn how to communicate. Get a style. Learn rhetorical, persuasive skills. Get a smile on that face. Stand up straight. Keep your back up straight. Watch your posture. Watch your clothes. Smell good. To pass the interview of your life, or to survive in the interview of your life with any woman. But nobody ever talks about the question your stranger raises. Does he even have access? We're talking about a man who's short. He's small. He has lousy proportions. He has a big moon face and gross features, gross large features. You got to get clear on the man we're talking about here. They tell him, if you have problems with women, no difficulty. Be charming. This is called advice by admonishment. Without taking the consideration, does this individual you are trying to pontificate to have access, have legitimate access? What's the quality of that access? What's the amount of time in the access? What's the attention he gets in that access? And the other question is all the competition around. Nobody ever raises these fundamental questions, these fundamental issues. You have to start with a personality, physical proportions, aesthetic assessment. You got to get a feel for the man we're talking about. What does he look like? What does he sound like? How does he behave? You have to give me a blow-by-blow description. Even a life in the day. Before I can do anything or say anything by way of evaluation, I need a lot of intel. I need a good projective, emotional, simulated recreation of who that man is in his being. That is going to the being of the man, going to the lived reality of the man. That's called empathic projective recreation. Then I have to interrogate very carefully that recreation and say, if I were he, and this woman that he's trying to access were she, as he describes her, what would I think if I were the woman? It is called a creative projection of your mind as an observer into the mind, into the being, I should say, into the reality of the situation, into the social aspects, the legal aspects, the psychological aspects, all taken together. This is what I'm calling living philosophy. This is what I'm calling authentic inquiry. But it comes out of fundamental ignorance. On my part, the investigator, fundamental ignorance, until I get informed by what I see and what I intuit via even hoovering attention, listening with the third ear, listening with the body, listening with the mind, listening with the being, and then doing a good simulated recreation of what I've experienced. It's very similar to the clinician, the great clinician, Dr. Fritz Perls, the Gestalt, good hard Gestalt, using psychodrama, using the split chairs, using the hot seat method, good interrogation, and it's very much like, I call it the Don Quixote procedure, the Don Quixote step back. Now what is that? In The Man from La Mancha, Don Quixote and his faithful companion, Pancho Sanchez, they go on the quest, and they're stopped by 12 knights, and the lead knight says to Don Quixote, who are you, Quixote? And Quixote replies, I am Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. And in mockery, the lead knight of the mirror says, I am the Lord of the mirrors. Quixote, look around, look into the mirrors in the light of day and at noon, with the bright sun shining, to where there's no place you can hide. You can't hide from your image. And says, Quixote, look in the mirrors and tell me what you see. And Quixote replies, I am Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha. The Lord of the Mirror says, no, Quixote. I see a senile, feeble, ridiculous old man making a fool of himself on a foolish quest. Now, Quixote, look in the mirrors and see yourself. And go around and ask each one of these knights of the mirror what they see when they look at you. And then look in the mirror and see yourself, Quixote. And then tell me, the Lord of the Mirrors, what you see there, Quixote. That's hard Gestalt. When we go around the group and they observe not what you're saying, but how you're saying it and how you're behaving it, doing it, what you're saying. And they all give their evaluation, their judgment of what they're seeing and hearing. How are you coming across is really the issue. This is a very good, hard mirror. It's the mirror of life, reflecting back to you who you are, what you are, and how you are, your being.